Hello and welcome to a new video on IGCSE Classified Physics Paper 2. In this video, we shall be discussing the topic of expansion of metals. A circular metal disk is heated. Which quantity decreases? Its density, its diameter, its thickness, or its volume? In this case, if anything is heated, it expands. Especially if it's a metal, its length expands. So in this case, it's a circle. So instead of the length, we'll expect the diameter to expand. So it increases. So of course, this is incorrect. The thickness as well would increase. The volume would increase. The only thing that decreases here is the density, because density is equal to mass over volume. And since the volume increases and the mass stays the same, so the density decreases. So why is that? Let's give some numbers to understand this better. So let's assume that the mass is equal to 5 and that the volume was initially equal to 10. So density was initially 5 over 10. But now the volume increased and the mass is the same. So 5 over maybe 15. So which of these is bigger, 5 over 10 or 5 over 15? It's the same idea as dividing 5 slices of pizza over 10 people versus dividing 5 slices of pizza over 15 people. So what would one person get? In this first case, one person would get half a slice. If you simplify 5 and 10, you get 1 over 2. So one person gets half a slice of pizza. In the second case, if you simplify, you get 1 over 3. So each person gets a third of a slice. Of course, a third is smaller than half. So therefore, as a general rule, whenever the denominator increases, the value of the fraction as a whole decreases. So in our case, since the volume increased, the density decreased. So the correct answer here would be choice A. A glass bottle has a metal cap. The cap fits very tightly and is difficult to remove. The cap and the neck are dipped in a bowl of hot water. The cap can be removed more easily. What happens to allow the cap to be removed more easily from the bottle? Now, since this is hot water, so we're expecting something to expand. So anything that has the word contracts is incorrect. Now, will the cap expand or will the glass bottle expand? First of all, metals tend to expand. So the cap is going to expand. This is the correct answer. Second of all, it makes more sense for the cap to expand in order to be able to remove it, because if the cap expands, it's easier to just unscrew it and remove it. However, if the bottle expands while being locked into the cap, then something else will happen, probably some damage of some sort. So we're going to go with choice B for 2 reasons. First of all, because the cap is made of metal. So glass is a non-metal, of course, but the cap is made of metal as determined in the question. A glass bottle has a metal cap, so the metal is what expands. And second of all, because it makes more sense that for me to be able to remove the cap or the lid of the bottle, it makes more sense that the cap expands. So B here is the correct answer. The temperature of a bridge rises from 5 on a cold night to 25 at midday. What happens to the bridge? Of course, this is getting hotter, so we're expecting something to expand. So it becomes heavier, becomes more dense, its length increases or its mass increases. Of course, the correct choice here is its length increases. So C is the correct choice. The diagram shows a metal footbridge located in the Sahara Desert, where the temperature is much less at night than during the day. The ends of the bridge are firmly fixed to the sides of a narrow valley. The solid line shows the bridge during the coldest part of the night. So this solid line, which I'm coloring in red, excuse me, let me do this again. this solid line, which I've just colored in red, this is the bridge during the coldest part of the night. Which dotted line shows the bridge at the hottest part of the day? So of course, we expect it to expand. At the hottest part of the day, we expect the bridge to expand. So A is the correct answer. This is because B and C have smaller lengths than the red bridge. So for B and C, the bridge contracted. And of course, D is incorrect because the bridge will never turn upside down during the hottest part of the day. That doesn't make any sense. So of course, A here would be the correct answer. A strip of iron and a strip of brass are firmly attached to each other along their entire length. This combination is a bimetallic strip. This bimetallic strip is heated and it bends as shown. The bimetallic strip is now cooled and becomes straight again. What causes the bimetallic strip to become straight again? So as we can tell from the drawing, the brass expanded more than the iron. And this happens when we heat the strip. So when we cool, what happens? So both of them will contract, but brass again will contract more than the iron. So let's look at the answers together. It is cooled, so now we're expecting something to contract rather than expand. So anything with the word expands, it would be incorrect here because we're cooling, so the strip will contract. And which one contracts more? So in order to return to its original form, where it's straight again, the brass must contract more than the iron because the brass expanded more than the iron. It must contract more than the iron. So therefore, A here would be the correct answer. And this brings us to the end of our video. Thank you for listening in. I hope this has been beneficial to you.